I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. My original plan for my next video was going to be to show and talk about the no thing I got for myself. No, it wasn't any of my big no-nos. So, I obviously have been looking at camping stuff online. It's funny, Amber brings this up. Oh, hi, Clyde. So I've been looking at camping stuff online, and then I obviously always have wanted a Jeep, and I even saw one coming home the other day at a used car lot. But no, I did not be that bad of a girl. If I had gone to either of those extremes, I would be in very big trouble, and the comment of I was a bad girl would be very, very low. I would be a very, very, very bad girl. This is a much smaller item that I had gotten for myself. I had asked Santa Claus for it, but Santa Claus knew I needed much more important things. So now that things have quieted down a little bit, I've been working hard these last couple of weeks. I kind of just over the weekend decided to pamper myself and got me something interesting. So, Clydie, what are you doing? Hold on, let me get poor Clyde. Okay, back. So Clyde is in my office, and he decided, don't go back there, Clyde. My desk does not go all the way back against that one wall. And Clyde went back behind there, and he's like a shark that can't, sharks can't swim backwards. So apparently he went that way, but there's not enough room to turn around and come back out. So he was stuck and did not know how to get out of there. And then proceeded to try to go under my desk, which is a joke because there's bars underneath my desk. But he seems okay now. Now he's laying on the floor behind me. Back to the point of the video. So I was going to do this whole video to talk about the no thing I got for myself. Instead, I will do that video another time. This video's purpose is to discuss Amber's question she posed a couple videos ago regarding if I think she could make it camping and what I thought about her camping ideas and plans. So first off, I am a firm believer if you really take your time to plan something out, to think about it, to prepare, and if it's something you really, really want to do, and it's safe to do, you can do anything you want, Amber. You just need to put your mind to it and figure it out. So, do I think you could go camping and survive? Of course. But the question is, would you enjoy it? So, we did do the 24-hour challenge, as you talked about. That was, you had to stay out in the tent. You had to either be in the tent or on the deck. We had to sleep outside in the tent. The only time you were allowed inside the house was to go to the washroom and to change or do like your bath stuff, washing your face, washing your hands, eating. We had to eat outside and everything. And you did it. No problem. But the thing to keep in mind is that we were still at home in a sense. So you still had Wi-Fi. We were able to pick up the house Wi-Fi. We had our campers. We had lots of power going to the tent. I mean, I had extension cords, chargers, because we were pulling off the electricity of the house. So, we could use the 24-hour challenge in some ways to decide if it's something you can handle. But in all honesty, we still need to probably consider some of the things that would be different if you weren't at the house. I have tented besides the house. That's why we had the huge tent. We did, as a family, go tenting once. And it was interesting. It is definitely a lot to think about and plan. Most recently, I did go camping in the fall with my friend Roger twice. And that was another one of those cases where I think, it was there at roughing it, because it wasn't like going to a campground where we had electric hookups and water hookups and waste hookup. We basically, the camper was almost pretty much winterized because it was right before the winter. It was late fall. And plus we weren't at like a campground, so we didn't have hookups. So the first time we just went for a weekend, and we didn't even have power. We ran off of a generator. So you were very kind of thinking through, because he had a gas generator. So we had to make sure that either we didn't run out of gas or that we got more gas, and everything else like that. We had no water and no waste hookup. So in terms of going to the potty, he had not a normal bath potty. I don't know if you've ever looked at camper potties. They're not like flush potties, but you have a hole in the bottom that opens and your duty goes down. So, but we didn't have water. So basically he had jugs of antifreeze, and you would pour a little bit of antifreeze in the toilet, do what you needed to do, and then you would be nice to pour more antifreeze in the toilet when you were done for the next person, so they didn't have to do it while trying to have to go potty. But to make sure we didn't fill up the toilet fast and didn't go through all the antifreeze, we basically kind of made a rule that if it was only a number one and it was during the day, and even some of us, even sometimes at night, we went outside. So there you go. There's probably something you had not thought about. Because when we camped, we did that 24-hour challenge. We came inside to go potty. I am sure your brother could handle this without a problem. Your brother, I don't think, would worry too much about it. But for a girl, it does take a little thinking through. I didn't, I was kind of nervous about it too, and I did it. But keep in mind, I still haven't done number two. So I did number one. And I even did it at night, even scared. I did it at night. The two guys I'm with decided to tell me that there's wolves in that area, and 2 miles up, 2 hours up north, there's bear, and there could, somebody saw a mountain lion. And I'm just like, in the middle of the night, I'm sitting there on the side of this building, looking out into this forest area with a flashlight in my mouth, trying to balance as I'm squatting to go number one. I was very proud of myself about doing this. And the second time we went camping was just as bad, and it made it even weirder because there's a dead deer hanging around the corner. So I'm just thinking, what if the coyotes smell this deer and they come to eat the deer and I'm here peeing? But I did it, and it was interesting. But that's something to keep in mind when you think about this. To what extreme are you thinking in terms of camping? But again, it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to experience it, and I put my mind to it, and I figured it out, and I did it. The connectivity for Wi-Fi and everything is another thing that I think might be harder for you to handle than some other people. So for adults, we kind of almost in a sense look forward to that sometimes, because if we know we can access our internet and access the computer and access email, a lot of us, we end up thinking, oh, I should really be doing this. Oh, I should get this done. Oh, I should pay my bills. Oh, I need to look up this. Oh, I should do this for work. So the idea of going somewhere where we have the excuse of I have no connectivity is actually kind of freeing. For kids, that can just be traumatizing. If you can't get on your Wi-Fi, if you can't get on your YouTube and everything else. And again, when we were here, you had the house Wi-Fi. I mean, it was actually pretty strong outside. I know we had some weird things with TV, but we had videos, we had music, we had our phones, you had your tablet. When you go camping, sometimes that's not going to be the case. So when I went with my friend Roger, we had very spotty Wi-Fi. We had no TV, and I ended up even having to, for the second trip, I had to make sure that I extended my data plan on Verizon, and I even used Papa's phone and bought a new SIM card for it so that I can get a different data plan on that, because I knew I had to also telecommute while I was down there. So that's another big question that might be difficult for Amber to handle. So but I do think it's something you can do. I don't have any concern. If you told me you were going camping, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, are you serious, Amber? Are you sure you can do that? You can do it. You'll be fine. To what level? If you told me you guys were going out in the middle of nowhere with no bathroom, no water, no electric, I'd be like, woo, does Amber know what she's getting into? But even then, I think you would be fine. You're pretty capable of handling things as it's thrown to you. Um, in terms of your lists and you're preparing for it, I definitely think you need some assistance, some adult assistance in making sure you have everything in the right order. I guess it depends on what way you were looking at it. If you were looking at it in terms of the person that's going on the trip, like you're going with your friends and your friends, have gotten the first half planned, or the parents that are going have got it planned, and you're looking at it as the person going camping in that sense, I think your list is okay. You got to think about what you're going to wear, what having warm clothes, having cold clothes, what if your clothes get wet, what kind of food, snacks, and everything. So that's all well and good, but there's the in front part that you kind of missed. So the first thing you got to figure out is where you're going and what do they offer. So, a lot of places have like how many, they only offer certain things on their sites. Some places don't even offer tenting. Some places there's like a max, you can only have 2 or 3 tents. Some places may even say there's only 1 tent per site. I've seen places where you can have a camper and a tent on a site. So you got to kind of figure out where you're going and what are their site requirements. You've got to figure out, does the sites have water, electric? If you're tenting, a lot of places the tenting doesn't offer certain things. So you have to find out, if you're tenting, what's available on the tent sites. If you're going with a camper, what's available on the campsites. And at that point, now you can start to plan. So then the next question comes, well, how many people are going? Because that determines how many tents you need, or if you need a camper and a tent. And then what kind of tents does everybody have? If everybody has 1 person tents and they say that you can only have 2 tents per site and 5 kids are going, you'd have to buy 2 sites. So that's all the big kind of stuff you have to kind of think through. And then if the site doesn't have electric, you got to think about bringing a generator. And then, it doesn't have electric. So now is it, you're going to need gas. If you don't have water, like we did, we didn't have water when we went camping in the fall. So we needed to bring lots of gallons of water. The first time, like I said, we didn't have electric, so we had to have a gas generator, so we needed gas. So you kind of have to plan. That's all the big stuff that needs to be planned, even before you start thinking about food and clothes and boots and what are you gonna, pillows. And so yeah, it is a big overtaking. There's a lot of planning that goes into camping, I would say, but it definitely is fun. I definitely think you'd enjoy it. It's just to what extreme. So I'm not sure if this came up because you and your friends were joking around, or if it came up because I made that comment about the campfire underneath the Aurora Borealis lights and how much I really want to go camping again. I blame that all on Roger. But I think, thinking about if you wanted to do it here in Illinois, if you're looking for, like you were saying, like long weekends or stuff like that, in Illinois, the only thing that pops into my head right off the bat, and that's because we take Clyde there sometimes to drive around. Brent and I, Brent goes there a lot with me. We go there to walk and hike and take Clyde, is Lake Shibona. So Lake Shibona does have campsites. I don't know to what extent it is. I know I've seen campers pulling in there, so I know they have campers, but I don't know if they allow tents. Some places don't let you tent. So that would definitely be something you'd have to research. And then I also don't know what their sites have. I don't know if they have electric. I don't know if they water on their sites. So Lake Shibona would definitely be an area here in Illinois. And then it gives you stuff to do. There's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of trails there. There's the little lake there. And like I said, we take Clyde there all the time. Brent and I go there a lot. I don't know if Starved Rock has a campground anymore. But that would definitely be something to look into. The other thing too, and David, your dad, could talk about it a little bit, is we used to camp at Glenwood Farms. That's where we had a campground. We had campers. We ended up in a park model, and you used to be able to just go to Glenwood Farms and drive around, um, because they kind of started to go downhill. They didn't have like a lot of, big security. But as of recently, now I haven't been there in the last year or 2 years, but the last time I went there, I wanted to go up and see the park model because I like reminiscing and seeing it. It's so much smaller to me than I remember. But with new age technology, they now have a gate and everything where you need a key card to get in. So it's not something you can just drive around anymore. So they used to have public camping up in, I want to say it was called Center Ridge. And they used to allow tents. So I don't know, that might be something fun to talk to your dad about, because that would give us a way to get in so that we could go see the park model, because I have not been up there in years. I always kind of fantasized that whoever had that park model would be selling it and we'd have the opportunity to get it back. I mean, could you imagine like getting the park model back that we had as kids? But anywho, so I definitely, Amber, think you could do it. I think you would like it to an extreme. I think if it went to that roughing it, where literally you have no water, no electric, you are in the middle of nowhere, no phones. I don't think you would enjoy that. I think you would do it. I think you'd make it, because I think you are somebody that if something is put in your lap, you figure it out and you do it. I don't think you would like it though. I think that to that level you would be, you didn't enjoy it. But I think normal camping, like what we've done in the past, what we've done as children, I think you guys would like it. I think you guys would do it really good. I think you'd enjoy it. So if your friends are saying that you wouldn't make it, I think you'd make it. In terms of planning it, I think you need somebody to help you with that front half. I think you're really good at planning the back half, although again, you'll have to be a little bit more conservative. Coming to our house was easy. We had all the space in the tent because we just had the tent. We didn't have to worry about every single thing that you might need for camping. And then you could always put stuff in the house. But like when you go camping, you got to think, how much space do you have in the room? How much space do you have in the tent? How many other people are coming? If you start bringing adults, it poses a whole different thing of other stuff that's got to be coming. If when you're truly, truly camping, like you said, now you got food. So you got coolers, you might have grills. So it's a lot more space and a lot more packing, and what can you fit in a car? We slept on the ground. I had those little folding chairs in there, but if you were going camping somewhere else, you might need blow up beds and so forth. So I I think it'll be an interesting topic to keep continuing on. I'm not sure if we're planning a camping trip, if you're planning a camping trip with your friends. So we'll have to keep following this and see where it goes. Hopefully later. I got some pretty big work deliverables, but I hope to do a video on my new little gift to myself. And then we also have all your birthday videos that we need to. I know you're planning those two birthdays coming up. So we did watch your video this morning. I'm happy to hear that Disney is still involved because we had started thinking about presents in terms of Disney. So I was a bit like, oh, if this completely Disney leaves the whole thing, it might make some stuff a little bit different. But happy to hear that Disney is still involved. In terms of Disney binding, Mom and I, Nana and I will have to think about it. I mean, I've got a couple different characters I definitely right away come to mind. And Nana has a bunch of favorite characters too, so I think the hardest part would be picking the one that you're gonna do. I cannot wait to hear your dad's take on all this and how he's juggling it and handling it all, and what character he's gonna bind to, or bound to. I forget what you think. I forget if you said it was Disney bounding or Disney binding. So I guess that I think is it for now. It was fun talking to you about camping, Amber. Mischief managed.